Coming up on City Spotlight, it's the Season 7 premiere, and we're on location for this episode on Sullivan. On this first-time episode on Sullivan, we talk with Sullivan Mayor Richard Glazebrook about Sullivan's economic development, public works, notable facilities in Sullivan, and recreational opportunities in and around Sullivan. We're on location for the Season 7 premiere, and we're talking for the first time about Sullivan here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. Hello and welcome to City Spotlight. We've been off not taping because of COVID-19 for a couple months, but we are back taping the start of Season 7 of City Spotlight, and we're kicking it off with our latest addition to the City Spotlight family. We're in Sullivan for our first episode on Sullivan. We are taping here August 14th, and we are taping at the Sullivan Chamber and Economic Building. And to help us out in this episode, this first episode on Sullivan, we welcome to the program the Mayor of Sullivan, Richard Glazebrook. Richard, pleasure to have you on.
Well, thank you very much, and it's a great honor to have EIU here. Being an EIU grad, that means a lot to me.
Excellent. Two EIU grads, different years apart, but talking Sullivan today, here in the middle of August. Pleasure to be here. We're going to cover a broad spectrum of things here, talking about Sullivan on this first episode on Sullivan. Before we do that, Richard, can you tell our audience at home a little bit about yourself, please? Well,
the Glazebrooks have been in the area for around 50 years, and we came here from Ashmore, Illinois, and my father was in the insurance business, and we stayed here. We've enjoyed this town, and it's a great city to be in, and it offers a lot. So and that's why we stayed here.
Okay, so you've been in Sullivan for many years?
Oh, over 50.
Wow. What positions have you held within the city? Because I know you told me off camera you've been the mayor a little over a year. But what other positions have you held within the community?
Well, I've been on beautification, rec board, been on the city council back in the 80s, served when my children were in sports. We did a lot of athletic type of things, and helping to promote and get money for them at the school and this type of thing. So pretty much all of that, and then of course the churches and this type of thing that we're involved in.
Like I said, you've been mayor a little over a year now in Sullivan.
Yes.
Why did you want that opportunity to lead this community?
Oh, I've been asked that question, and I don't know what it was. I just decided to do it, and there wasn't any driving reason. Just wanted to get involved, and thought that I could be of help, and had some ideas, and that's why I ran.
Okay, let's talk about the community that you lead, which is Sullivan, and we're going to start talking about here first off about the location of Sullivan and the roads. Obviously, we're in Moultrie County, and this is the county seat of Moultrie County, as people know. You have a couple of Illinois routes that go through town, 121 and 32, and if you look at a map in central Illinois, towns are all over the place, circling Sullivan.
Yeah.
Talk about the location of your community.
Yeah, we're close to Effingham. We're close to Decatur. And when I say close, I'm talking about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, we're an hour and 15 from Springfield. We're an hour and 15 to Champaign. We're around a lot of towns, and sometimes we get forgotten, but we're close to everybody. I mean, that's a lot of people say, when they come down to Lake Shelbyville, I didn't realize you were this close.
Right.
And so that is how the word has gotten out more that Sullivan is and where we're at because of Lake Shelbyville.
Okay, so to kind of continue on that trek there, location, roads, let's talk about infrastructure. And one thing that I know the community of Sullivan is very proud of, you own your own utilities.
Very unique, and very unique in that we, instead of the electric, when you pay your electricity bill, your gas bill, and your water bill, it stays in Sullivan. And most of the time it goes to a big corporation or something like that. That stays in Sullivan, and that helps us to fund our library, our cemetery, our police force, our civic center, our parks, and this type of thing. So that is the uniqueness of Sullivan, is that we own our own utilities, and by doing that, we're able to give the citizens a lot more than they would normally be able to get.
Not to put you on the spot there, I'm a numbers guy. As people have seen previous City Spotlight episodes, how long has Sullivan owned its utilities?
You did put me on the spot, and I would say that it went back, I know the gas came in the 50s.
Okay.
I know that we've always had our water.
Right.
The electricity, I'm thinking, was in the 30s.
Okay.
That when we got that. I remember reading about that, but I think that's when we decided to. And what we did was that we put in generators to generate our own electricity. Right. That's what we did. Okay. And from there, it's changed a little bit, but we still have the generators. If we would have a major ice storm right now, this winter,
you'd be able to handle it.
We still would be able to keep the lights on, keep the electricity on, keep the factories working, and this type of thing.
Okay, very good. Learning through some other productions here at WEIU, public works related, you have a new water treatment plant on the way.
That's going to be coming up, and as you know, on any big project, it takes time.
Absolutely.
And it's just going through all the processes with the government and with the architects and engineers and this type of thing. We were really not thinking about doing just fixing up what we had, but the interest rate came in so low.
Okay.
We said, you may never get this again. We better go for the new plant, and that's what we've done.
Opportunity knocks.
You never know. I mean, I can remember when interest rates were 21%. So we've got it low now, but it doesn't mean that it stays low.
Where will the new location be? And
at the water plant right now. We're going to take down and put back up.
Okay, very good. And when might we see work on that start?
I would think next year, late next year.
Okay, all right. So a little bit of time, but new water treatment plant coming to Sullivan, and that doesn't happen every year, every decade.
No, that's about an $9 million
big
project.
Deal. Very good.
Yeah.
Continue on here with public works infrastructure. Any recent work on any buildings or roads in the last couple years?
Well, we've done a lot of sidewalk work up on the square, right, and made those more handicap accessible, and taking care of that. We're always doing the work on the sewers and those type of things, but those are the two big ones that we just did here recently. Okay. There are other things coming up in the way of we're looking at are we going to fix the civic center that we have, correct, roof, or are we going to put a new one in? So all of that is coming up. We're working in those ways to position to whatever we need to do. So,
okay, very good. We'll talk about the Civic Center here in just a bit. Let's talk businesses here in Sullivan and your two big ones as far as number of employers: AgriFab and Hydrogear.
Right. What a blessing to have both of them in here. And AgriFab is that has been with us the longest, right, and they've been here for many years, and so that has been a blessing for us to have them in here. And I think the two of them, there's close to 1,000 employees and this type of thing. Okay. So we're working with them to make sure that their electricity, their water, their sewer, and all of those type of things are taken care of to keep them here in Sullivan.
Tell us a little bit about Hydrogear, Richard.
Hydrogear came here in 1992.
Right.
And they have brought a fresh approach to to the city of Sullivan, and they've brought new eyes and ideas and things in here. And we're lucky to have them, and they've been a valuable asset to our community.
Okay. So your two larger employers there. Any other local businesses you'd like to mention at this time that are in and around town, long-standing businesses, new businesses that you'd like to mention at this time?
I would mention this because we have a gentleman that started a fiber optics business here in town,
okay.
Metro, and he has been able to do some fiber optic stuff in the area,
wow.
which allowed people to have internet a lot more accessible and easier than a lot of other people are experiencing in this type of thing. So city is blessed to have the internet system that we do right now.
Business, but also a great service, like
yes.
you just mentioned. Very good. All right, let's talk about some facilities here in Sullivan, and we'll talk about the little theater on the square in just a little bit. But as you previously mentioned, you have a civic center, you have a public library, and several medical facilities. Talk about those three different types of facilities you have in town.
Yeah, we have the Decatur Memorial Clinic here, and then we have Sarah Bush that we have here, and then we have a lot of when you're coming in on 121, you see the large old Masonic home, which is now Peterson Healthcare, okay. And then we have a couple of Alzheimer communities here. Mm-hmm. We have also two nursing homes.
Right.
So we have a lot of medical in this town, yes, and it's with what we're going through with COVID and what these people have done. It's been. I always want to thank them for what they've done because they're working hard and it's a tough job for them.
Absolutely, all the healthcare workers have been a blessing to everyone in
yes.
all the respective
yes.
communities
yes.
everywhere around
yes.
the world. Very
yes.
good. So you have a public library also?
The library and the parks and the civic center and the police force, as I mentioned, is funded through our utilities. Yes.
Very good. Civic center. I would presume it's a place that gets used for multiple things.
One of the problems that we're having with the civic center. It was built in 1966.
Okay.
65, 66. Okay.
Right.
Things have changed on it. It's not as handicap accessible as it is. We're having some infrastructure problems. One of the problems we've always had is the roof, and it's still a problem for us.
Okay. And
we're going to reach out to the public and see what they want to do. Do they want a new facility? Do they want to repair this facility? As you and I have talked, there is a home that we have called the Titus Home, which is adjacent to the Civic Center, which we're going to be taking down here this fall, which will open up some more space for us if we need to go that route. Mm-hmm. The public in the past has been very supportive of the Civic Center. They like it. We have a Blue Dolphin swim team here. Okay. A lot of towns do not have that, but we're fortunate to have that. It is a asset, but I think we can make it a bigger asset if the public wants to go with a bigger Civic Center.
Very good. From the Civic Center, right next door to the Civic Center, we're going to move over to Parks and Recreation. You have two parks that are right next to it, Wyman and Tabor, and also some other Parks and Recreation outlets. Obviously, you have the Bow Woods campground area, and as folks know, the very northern part of Lake Shelbyville, Sullivan Marina. What an outlet there for Sullivan to have.
Yeah. Sullivan actually, Moultrie County, has two marinas. Right. The one that's in Moultrie County is down by Findlay, by the big bridge down there, but that's in Moultrie County. We have two marinas. We have Bow Woods, which is widely popular. I used to work at Eagle Creek and Wolf Creek. I'm going to put a shout out for them that they're still available for a state park for the people to see.
Great.
We have Camp Field. If you want to ride your bike and do some dirt bike riding, that facility is available. Two other things that are not mentioned that we have two wildlife areas. If anybody's interested in the way of deer hunting, turkey hunting, pheasant hunting, this type of thing, that's up there. and we have the fishing that's all back down here.
Right.
But the marina down there at Route 32 is special to the people of Sullivan, and that's kind of our little marina. Mr. Fahey has done a wonderful job of putting a little restaurant down there, and you can just kind of pop down there at night and have something to eat and just enjoy the sunset and this type of thing. So
we've talked about here on City Spotlight quality of life, and certainly parks and recreation with those marinas, bow woods, definitely great assets to the community.
If I could just mention
Please.
one other thing
Yes.
on this, the two parks that the city of Sullivan have,
Yes.
that land or money for the land was given to the city by Mr. Wyman and Miss Tabor.
Okay.
Two parks were given to us, over 80 acres of park land. Tabor Park is a little different than Wyman because it has more of the natural type of thing. Mm-hmm. But what a blessing again we had and that people gave us those parks.
I was going to save this for the very end, but one thing you did want to mention, Richard, as we talked before our taping, a great history of giving back to the community of Sullivan.
You know, it is amazing to me what people have done. And it doesn't have to be big dollars.
Correct.
There's people that are giving back in different ways and helping out in the way of helping with putting flowers out or helping with numerous type of things. And it's just something that we need to keep in mind, that this town has been blessed to have two parks given to us. As we mentioned, we had $10 million that was given to us because of Mrs. Titus. And her request was use it for the public good of Sullivan. And how we got the $10 million was because she had farmland north of town.
Wow.
And it was sold in an auction. So that was truly a great blessing for us.
What a blessing and generous thing for the community of
Oh,
Sullivan to be blessed with those two parks. Okay, for long overdue, let's talk about the Little Theater on the Square here in Sullivan, a major destination for the community. It's obviously been a tough year for the Little Theater on the Square because of COVID-19. Shows have been absent during the summer months. But with that standing, talk about what the Little Theater on the Square provides as a destination point for Sullivan.
Well, first of all, a lot of people know the city of Sullivan because of the Little Theater, more than maybe the Lake Shelbyville. I mean, that started in 1958, 57, okay? We used to have big time personalities come into this town and walk around and they were just part of the community. That was kind of a fun type of thing. It's changed a little bit, but John Stevens is doing a great job of bringing the community in the way of the school now uses it for some productions. This just happened yesterday. We had to move our city council meeting because of COVID. It was spacing and this type of thing from where we were holding it at the library. He offered the Little Theater stage to do it. So we're going to have our city council meetings at the Little Theater now. I mean, I just think that is the way that John and that group work, and that they're trying to combine everything with and work with the city of Sullivan, and I applaud them for it. You know, we bring in 50,000 people a year.
Wow, that's a large number.
With the Little Theater. It's not like you normally a festival or something like that's 2 or 3 days. It's just every week, constant people coming to Sullivan. And if anybody wants to open up any little shops and stuff, we have that type of traffic coming into our town. Right. We have 3.5 million people using Lake Shelbyville. So Sullivan has the capacity to help people if they're looking at any specialized business or anything like that. So
it's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of cars, people coming in,
That's right.
whether to see the marina, and or the Little Theater on
That's
the square.
Right. That's correct.
And you just broke the news about the city council meetings being moved there.
Right.
Announced in the past week. We're taping here on August 14th. The Little Theater on the Square will halt production through the end of the year because of COVID-19. Hopefully they'll be back up and running early 2021.
Right.
And because of COVID-19, it's been a tough run for just about every school educator out there. Sullivan is in the same boat as everyone locally. Richard, what can you tell us here as we tape August 14th about the start of the new school year here in Sullivan?
Well, I think the school board, Mr. Walk, the superintendent, and the teachers and all the staff in the way of, I'm talking about the people that are out in the field getting things ready and for everything, are doing a tremendous job. So good that on the 17th of August, they are going to start school.
So 3 days after we're taping here, Sullivan schools will be.
Right, that's right. And now they're going to do some virtual, but they're going to be at the school. I think Mr. Walk is going to try to have a lot of classes outside, doing things like that when the weather permits, and has put up some tents and some things like that to handle that. So we're looking forward to it. A lot of people believe that we need the kids in school. So
very good. We look forward to talking with school leaders, Superintendent Walk, in future episodes of City Spotlight episodes on Sullivan. Very good. In the last couple of minutes we have here, Richard, another thing going on with Sullivan is a WEIU production. Sullivan, This Is Our Story, the latest community to be featured on Our Story. 16 stories have been told, most of which were done here in July. Gentleman to my left, Richard, was a storyteller, as well as your daughter, Amanda.
Yes.
And the opportunity for Sullivan to share their story.
Well, I think every community has a great story. We just kind of wanted to get ours out. We were happy that you reached out to us, and we thank you for that. But every town's got a story, and I enjoyed listening to all of the stories that have been out there. They have been great, and I hope that ours also will be great.
Currently being worked on right now. We're not going to guarantee the tentative air date that we have because, as we know, with COVID-19, dates and events, festivals get pushed back and or canceled. So we hopefully Sullivan, This Is Our Story on WEIU coming later this fall. So stay tuned to that. Richard, as we finish up here in the last couple of minutes, I already asked you about the great history of giving in Sullivan. As we wrap up here in our last couple of minutes, what would you like to say about your community of Sullivan here as we tape here in the latter part of 2020?
I think that the one thing that in any community, you have to trust the people. And the people, they want the city council, they want their leaders, whether school, to keep moving forward. And I think that's what we have to do in this community, is keep moving forward, because if we do not, we're going to be going the other direction, and that's not a good direction to go. But we're in a good shape right now because of owning our own utilities. Where a lot of towns are being hit with some major problems, our revenue is still there. The people have been supportive on other avenues in the way of giving to help other people and this type of thing. So it's a great community, and I think anybody that's looking at wanting to move to Sullivan will find out that it's a good community to live in, and we've got a lot of great things from entertainment to recreation.
Absolutely.
To just beauty of the area. So
I think we covered all the things I had on my list of questions for you, Richard. Our first episode here on City Spotlight as we start season 7. We're in Sullivan, the latest addition to the City Spotlight family. We thank the time of the Mayor of Sullivan, Richard Glazebrook. Richard, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Come back anytime.
And we will be back very soon to Sullivan here on City Spotlight. Before we wrap up this episode here on Sullivan, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Sullivan.
Thank you for tuning in to City Spotlight.
You can check out past episodes, including the one you're watching right now, on YouTube. To check out recent episodes of Central Illinois towns featured on City Spotlight, search on YouTube, City Spotlight, with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the last 5 episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.